Hello everyone. I welcome you to yet another episode, another space to for us to enjoy changing times. And I hope that you have subscribed. I hope that you've enjoyed the videos that you have so far, come across. And I pray that we continue to grow. I hope that we continue to thrive. I hope that we continue to enjoy changing times. Like I previously noted, change is not specific. Change happens. Change is change. It affects us differently. So let's continue to learn. Let's continue to unlearn. Let's continue to grow through the changes that happen to us. Those which we have no script to, bounce back. But we don't have a choice either. We have to thrive through it. So I want us today to talk about appreciating change. And not just change. Previously we talked about loss. So I want us to appreciate change, especially the loss that happens to us. We talked about the attributes of loss. We talked about the things that make loss different, and the fact that we need to be specific. We need to know that it's individual. Now this time, let's go a little deeper into understanding that one, loss crushes us. And when loss crushes us, sometimes we do not know whether we will make it better persons or not. But I'll share with you something that I have experienced. I used to pray to God to birth a destiny in me that will affect lives, that will impact, that will not just, that I just don't earn money and go, live and go. No, I wanted God to do a thing in me that would impact the world. I did not ever imagine the process. And the process for me has been the crushing from the time my husband died. How? That because I am a counselor, there are many things that I had inside of me that whenever I would go speak to people, whenever I would do sessions, I always felt like there was this something that I needed to give out. But I didn't know exactly how, or I didn't think that I needed to. I thought that the different spaces where I spoke, that was it. However, God had different and God had better. Now, when he died, and the people who are significant to me reached out again and said, Edith, this content you need to put out. I understood that my crushing was the birth of changing times. That's part of the things that I have learned. And changing times, I do not know how big it's going to be, but I know that I was crushed to take out this juice that we are sharing today. I prayed to God, and it is happening. And sometimes I have the mixed feelings of sad and happy and optimistic. So loss crushes us in different ways. For people who have lost businesses, sometimes it's time to rethink the methods of operation. Sometimes it's time to probably know that maybe this is not what actually I should have been doing. But it is rude. Like it is rude the way you think or rethink. Loss is loss. Sometimes we have to get to the end of it. We have to get to the end of the journey to appreciate the process. The process is usually painful. I cannot explain the magnitude of pain I have gone through and still are going through. But I know one thing, all things work together for the good of those that love the Lord and are called to his purpose. So if there is a purpose, there will be a crushing of sorts to be able to produce the fine wine that comes from the crushed grapes. So please endure the crushing and know that at the end of the day, we will say one thing: glory to God. There is also understanding that purpose is an important thing through loss. That while we complain to God or, to ourselves, say, but God, why did I prayed about this, but why didn't things, do you doctors, you promised me this, those kind of conversations that we have. Or if it's something that's not human life, you say, but I made my calculations, I anticipated, this is what the market was about, this and that and that. We forget about the person who owns the seasons and times. We always want things to happen in the way that we want them to happen, and we're right, maybe, I don't know, but there is something about knowing that purpose is something that we have to yield to. It's not something that we have invested in. No, we yield to it and it happens. Now, purpose in loss means that appreciate the loss, ask for strength. I don't know how often I've asked for strength from God. I would wake up every day. I still do, but it's become different over the time. But I would wake up and say, God, if you do not take me by the minute, by the second, I will not make it. And of course, it came to by the day, Lord, if you don't take me through these days, I don't know how I will be. So we graduate over time, but we need to know that what is it that we planned? What is it that can happen? Okay? If it doesn't happen the way we planned it, it does not mean that whatever should happen, whatever should come out, won't come out. Whatever should come out is not something that we have much control over. Yes, as a mother, you brood for 9 months. Sometimes you're lucky to brood the entire 9 months and actually birth. Some people don't do this. Did they want to? Yes, but they don't. So loss is loss. Purposing through loss takes God. Because while we mourn the loss, while we cry about it, while we are angry and finding reason to blame, our losses on, we need to know one thing, that at the end of it, we call upon God to help us, to hold our hands. I don't know how often I ask God to hold my hand because I felt like I was going to lose it. There is children, there is work, there is me, there is the mother in me, there is the child in me, there is the friend in me, there's everything that if God did not hold together, I don't know if I would make it to date. I don't know if He would be seeing me today, but He did, and He's been faithful. So where is your purpose in the loss? Do you ever think that there is supposed to be purpose in your loss? And if it is, what is it? And how do you reach out? You need to ask yourself, but also think about the higher being. There's a time when I read the book that told me about the fact that when you are ready to get something, the universe will conspire to bring this something to you. Okay? That's the alchemy. I've remembered. I read The Alchemist, and I remember one thing, that unless we are ready for the healing will not come. So, purpose in your loss so that healing comes to you, and when it comes to you, you will not fail to see it. Adapt through that loss. Adapt the change and move with. Don't just stay stuck in the desert. Don't just stay stuck in the valley. Don't just stay stuck in the loss. Move through the loss. When you move through the loss, you flow like water. You get to where you're supposed to be. When you get stuck, it means that you become like those objects that, stay on the side. Other things pass you by and you stay there and you grumble and you cry and you mourn and you do go on forever. But when you move, you go with the pain, and when you reach the end of it, then you will see better. You will see better. Definitely the better will come to you. Doing well in all this calls for two things. We need to not just survive through the loss. Let us thrive through the loss. Because when we thrive, when we want to thrive, then we shall actually thrive. Go through it, grow through it, enjoy the things that you get at the end of the day. The fruits of your pain will be enjoyed if you go through the seasons, if you go through the times, if you let yourself. Don't hold on to it. Don't personalize it. It is not yours. Loss is not just for you to keep, to hold and to keep. No. Move through it, experience it, and hope for better. Let us not forget that there is purpose in the loss. We need to thrive through the loss. Okay? We need to know that loss will crush us, but when it does crush us, we shall get through it with good fruits. Birth the destiny that your loss has brought you, and purpose to enjoy whatever fruits come out of it. With all of this, I used to ask myself, Lord, how do you expect me to be still in this overwhelming moment? For me, the word was, I am here. I am here. I did not feel him with my hands, but I believed that he was there. And of course, I asked God, yes, your word says, be still and know that I'm God. And I think the other word that came to me was, fear not, for I am your God. Yes, while I knew those things, my heart was in so much pain that I was overwhelmed and it was hard to be still. But he reminded me that he's here. He didn't tell me to be still. He said, I am here. So knowing that God is with you through your loss is important for you to know that you're not alone. But not only God is with you, the world is with you. Just reach out. Just do not keep quiet. While it's an easier thing to do, keep quiet, let it all sit in, and God knows what will happen. No, it's not food. It's not going to make you grow fat or lose weight. No. It's not something that you should keep. It's not going to give you benefits. No. Go through it. Let support come to you. Experience support. Some things will be pleasant, some things will be unpleasant. But one thing you should know, as you roll, as you flow, the good things will come to you. The things that you don't need actually will go off. I love you, and I hope that we will continue to walk this journey together. Share, like, subscribe, comment. If you need support, please reach out. Edith Gochalia is my name. And I pray that God will bless you through this loss. And above all things, that you will not forget his goodness. Because he loves us and he has purposed for us. He knows the plans he has. And these plans, because they are his for us, we have no control over them. Until next time, be safe.